Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Thursday, June 22nd, 2023. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with last night's edition of AEW Dynamite, broadcast live on TBS from the Wintrust Arena in Chicago. The final segment of the show featured a showdown between Bryan Danielson and Kazuchika Okada, his scheduled opponent, for Sunday's Forbidden Door pay-per-view.
He's not joking, Dance, just stop playing. Everything they do. Listen to this! Those coin drops can mean only one thing! It's the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada! Oh, brother, look at this face-off here. We only have to wait till Sunday. The main event, live from Toronto on pay-per-view, Forbidden Door, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, a dream match for the ages.
The segment began with Jon Moxley of the Blackpool Combat Club confronting Eddie Kingston, who announced he'd be joining forces with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks to take on the BCC at Forbidden Door. Kingston then introduced New Japan's Tomohiro Ishii as a surprise tag team partner for Forbidden Door, leading to the BCC attacking Ishii, which brought out Okada to make the save. During an earlier promo segment, Adam Cole got AEW World Champion MJF to accept the challenge of Hiroshi Tanahashi for Forbidden Door.
I'm the world champ! Nobody's better than me!
I'm pretty sure that's kind of what it sounds like. It sounds like otherwise you would accept the match. You think that Tanahashi's better than you, Max?
You listen to me and you listen to me good. No one on this planet is on the level of the devil.
Coward. Coward.
Damn it! Tanahashi! You want me in Forbidden Door? You're on!
It was also revealed that MJF and Cole had been selected to be tag team partners as part of AEW's upcoming Blind Eliminator Tag Team Tournament. Yet another tournament was also revealed during the show as brackets for the upcoming men's and women's second annual Owen Hart Memorial Tournaments were announced. In the opening match, the Gunn Brothers beat the Hardy Boys thanks in part to interference from Juice Robinson and Jay White. Robinson and White attacked the Hardys after the match, but the save was made by Ricky Starks, FTR, and CM Punk. The show featured a concession stand brawl between Jeff Jarrett and Mark Briscoe, which was won by Briscoe. The no disqualification match featured outside interference from the Lucha Brothers' best friends, Christopher Daniels, Sanjay Dutt, Satnam Singh, and Mark Briscoe's father. The match was booked as a tribute to the original Tupelo concession stand brawl between Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee and the Blonde Bombers team of Larry Latham and Wayne Ferris, which took place on June 15, 1979. In other results, Chris Statlander retained the TBS title against Taya Valkyrie. Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki defeated Action Andretti, AR Fox, and Darius Martin when Martin submitted to Jericho, and Daniel Garcia and Zack Sabre Jr. beat Orange Cassidy and Katsuyori Shibata when Garcia pinned Shibata. In ratings news, last Monday's edition of Raw drew an audience of 1.821 million viewers to the USA Network, according to Showbuzz Daily. That total is up more than 14% from last week's 1.595 million. In the hourly breakdown, the first hour of Raw drew 1.885 million viewers, which grew to 1.901 million for hour 2, then fell to 1.677 million for the final hour, marking a total loss of 224,000 viewers from hour 2 to hour 3, and a cumulative loss of 208,000 viewers over the course of the show. In the key 18 to 49-year-old demographic, the rating was .56, representing 726,000 viewers, and up more than 20% from last week's .46 key demo rating, according to WrestleNomics. The episode came in at first place for the evening on cable TV in the key demographic, steady with last week's position. The first episode of AEW Collision drew an audience of 816,000 to TNT last Saturday night, according to Showbuzz Daily. In the key 18 to 49-year-old demographic, the show drew a rating of .33, translating to 430,000 viewers, according to WrestleNomics. The premiere episode came in third place for the evening on cable TV in the key demographic. WWE SmackDown drew an average of 2.430 million viewers to Fox last Friday night, according to Showbuzz Daily. That figure is up nearly 7% from the previous week's audience of 2.278 million. In the key 18 to 49-year-old demographic, the episode drew a .67 rating, equating to 874,000 viewers, according to WrestleNomics. That rating is up from the previous week's .60 number. The show came in first place for the evening on network TV in the key demographic, up from third place for the week before. And in Impact Wrestling news, Impact is now available in Canada, the UK, and Ireland on Sky TV via DAZN's linear TV channel DAZN 1 HD, according to an official announcement yesterday. Impact's weekly show airs Friday nights on DAZN 1 HD as part of an agreement signed between DAZN and Impact parent company Anthem Sports Group, which was announced in November of last year. DAZN was launched on Sky last March, featuring boxing and other combat sports, as well as pro wrestling, extreme sports, and sports documentaries. As part of the deal, DAZN 1 HD will also televise other Impact content, including monthly specials, original series, and archive shows. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The wrestling news can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the wrestling news across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the wrestling news. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.